Broncos country, what is going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Hey, sorry I haven't put out a video since Thursday, but I'm back today talking about how hyped I am about Audric Estime. I think the more I move forward looking at this draft, I'm more and more excited about Audric Estime. And I think if I take away the Bo Nix pick, because I'm a big fan of that, my next favorite pick that we made has to be Audric Estime. I think that he has the tools to possibly become the RB1, not only in the future, like 2025 or 2026, but I think he could do it as quick as this year at some point during the season, become that main guy. And I'm going to get into some of the reasons why I feel like he might be able to take over that starting role if needed a little bit quicker than some other rookie running backs. So y'all hit the like, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So let's talk about this. Is something that you guys have brought up a little bit. Other shows have brought it up, but I just want to talk a little bit about the combine testing for Audric Estime and kind of how he comped out to some of the other top running backs in the class. The biggest thing was the 40. That's what kind of sunk his draft capital or his draft stock. 4.7140, but we know it's really just about that 10-yard split a lot for the running backs. Okay, that's the most important thing. When you look at Estime's film, he has great burst off the line. Okay, and he ran the same 1.58 10-yard split that Blake Corum did, and Blake Corum was a third-round pick this year to the Rams, which I thought was very interesting. And while his long speed isn't there compared with some of the guys that went ahead of him, he truly has elite athleticism and burst outside of that long speed. The vertical jump you can see here, Blake Corum at a 35.5, being a smaller guy than Audric Estime. I mean, Audric Estime is 227 pounds, all right? Audric Estime jumped 38 inches on his vertical jump. Absolutely insane. That grades out as elite. And on the broad jump, he destroyed these three running backs here as well, from Bucky Irving, Braylon Allen, Trey Benson. He had 10 feet 0.5, 10 feet 5 inches, okay, for the broad jump. And then when you go ahead and take a look at what he did, this is kind of transitioning a little bit, but you take that athleticism, you take that 5'11", 226-pound frame, and you stick him in the backfield to protect Bo Nix. He's somebody that can do very well in pass protection. Again, graded out 63.6 pass blocker this past year at Notre Dame. He allowed 1 sack on 47 rushes. We'll take that. 95.7% efficiency. So that's great. You can see like there's some games here where, you know, kind of out of whack grades, but overall grading very, very highly in the pass blocking throughout his past season at Notre Dame. So that's great. Now let's get to the vision. I mean, this is something that we've talked about a little bit with Javonte Williams, just him lacking vision, elite vision. And this is what I believe it's Greg Cosell here from the 33rd team wrote. While he's not shifty and elusive with loose hips and at times looked a little stiff with his compact frame, Estime did show the vision to make quick, reactive, and decisive cuts to elude tacklers and find the hole. He always seemed to maximize yards after contact at the second and third levels of the defense. And again, our offensive line is a good offensive line. Maybe it's not the best in the NFL or something like that, but I think we're pretty good at pass blocking, and I think we're pretty good at run blocking. And we're probably a little bit better at run blocking than we are pass blocking, but we need somebody that's going to maximize those holes. He's going to be able to set up blocks. And here's an example that I wanted to pull from, if I can find it really quick, from Carter Dillon. Please go subscribe to Let's Talk Broncos and follow Carter Dillon on Twitter. He's done a very extensive film review. They've talked about all these guys a very in-depth way. So y'all be sure to check that out. But look at the vision on this particular clip that he's cut up. And if you want to see the whole thing, go find him on Twitter, okay? But I'm going to slow this down for copyright reasons just a little bit more and pause it. You see here, I mean, This is the type of vision that I'm talking about. I think sometimes you would see maybe less patient running backs just cut up for this hole right here, meets contact with this linebacker, but displays some patience, understands where where this play is going. And look at that. Nice little cut in front of this block, sets it up really well. And he's able to bounce it outside and continue to run through somebody. I mean, granted, still got the tackle, but Jeremiah Trotter Jr., had to take him down from the legs. And I think in an era, we've talked about this before, where we're having smaller and smaller, speedier linebackers, it's really interesting that at least right now on the roster, we have some big time, big backs with Javonte Williams, Audric Estime, and Samaje Perine. They're going to be guys that don't go down on first contact, which is great. And lastly, I want to talk about, hey, we know he can run the ball. We know he can be somebody to get short yardage, red zone carries, touchdowns, all of that. We know that he can pass block. But let's take a look at, he didn't catch a lot at Notre Dame. I'll bring up the stats here in a minute, but he has 10.25-inch hands. It's like the same size hands as Bo Nix. So larger hands. He's going to be able to be an asset in the passing game. Again, doesn't have that long speed like somebody like Jaleel McGlaughlin has on the team, or maybe like Blake Watson, but he's somebody that I think can do a serviceable job in the passing game. And once he has that full head of steam, you get him out in open space and give him a little bit to get there, get to that top end speed. He's going to be somebody that's going to be running through everyone. But check out this catch right here. Oh, let me mute this. From Sam Hartman. See, he's kind of standing right over here. Getting hit, makes a nice one-handed catch. Didn't even have to use his left hand to help pull it in. He's able to just snatch it out of the air and tuck it in. And the fact that he has big hands, I'm a hands guy. I like that. Okay. And let me go ahead and pull up again his receiving statistics. They weren't, I think he might have caught somewhere around 10 passes this year. 17. Okay. He caught all 17 of his targets, guys. 100% reception percentage. That's really great for 142 yards, 8.4 yards per reception. And let's see if he, no touchdowns, but that's okay. Graded out very well with his route running and overall, just his overall receiving grade, and continue to improve. Wow. He actually caught every target he had in 2022 as well, 26 for 26 over his career. And it's not like Notre Dame had the best quarterback play either. So that's something interesting to note. But I think when you put all this together, along with his attitude, his work ethic, what Sean Payton is looking for out of these running backs, again, I think he's somebody that kind of embodies somebody like Latavius Murray. And why is his name skipping my mind right now? The Heisman winner running back from Alabama that was on the Saints. Y'all knew who I'm talking about. Mark Ingram. That's right. He kind of embodies that type of player a little bit. Will one of these guys, Blake Watson or Jaleel McGlaughlin, end up being the lightning to Audric Estime's thunder? We'll just have to see. But I think right now, unless Javonte Williams, which I would love this, he comes back better than ever, you have to be intrigued by the fact that you have a 20-year-old rookie running back right now on the team that is built like an absolute tank. And really the only knock on his game, because you can't knock on the age, you can't knock on the size, you can't knock on his burst, it's just his long speed. And I think we're going to be able to manage with that. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to hit that subscribe as well. We're on our way to 1,000 world domination. Thank you so much, Broncos country. I will be back with another video tomorrow. And as always, go Broncos.